Part 1. Chapter 1. The Bike Test. That day when I left the radiology center, I decided to bike home. I have always loved to cycle around Paris, and I remember that ride as a special moment. Of course, after the news I'd just received, it would have been wiser to take a taxi, as the city's uneven cobblestones are dangerous for someone in my condition. But it was precisely because of the news I'd been given that I needed some fresh air. It was June 16th, 2010. I had just undergone an MRI, and the results were far from encouraging. The images showed a gigantic, vein-filled mass occupying the cavity in my frontal lobe, the site of 2 previous operations many years earlier. My oncologist was hesitant. He didn't believe the tumor had returned. It was more likely a large edema, a delayed reaction to my previous bouts of radiotherapy. But he wasn't sure. We needed to wait for the opinion of a radiologist who was away and wouldn't be back for several days. Whether a tumor or edema, either way, this thing that was flourishing in my frontal lobe was a direct threat to my life. Given its size and the pressure it was exerting inside my cranium, the slightest variation in internal pressure, a bump or jolt, could kill me or leave me severely disabled. And I'd just returned from a 3-day trip to the United States with this ticking bomb inside my head. Each pocket of turbulence could have been the end of me. Leaving the radiology clinic, I called my wife. "It's not looking good," I told her, and I burst into tears. I could hear her sobbing on the other end of the line. I was devastated. With such a weight on my shoulders, I couldn't bring myself to cross town cooped up in a car. Instead, I got on my bike, fully aware of the risk I was about to take. When I tell my friends this story, they look at me in astonishment. The David they know is neither desperate nor easily discouraged. So why would I act so carelessly? Was it a fleeting suicidal impulse? A romantic wish to die on the cobbled streets of Paris? An attempt to escape the months of pain and anxiety that surely lay ahead of me? Usually I respond with a quip. But I couldn't possibly leave my bike there. I love it too much. It's my tornado. It would be like Zorro abandoning his faithful steed in the wilderness. The truth is, despite what my oncologist was saying, and no matter how much I wanted to believe him, I feared the worst. I had my back to the wall. I felt a sudden urge to test my courage, to see whether in this decisive battle I would be able to mobilize as much strength as I'd found for my 2 previous operations. With 20 more years under my belt and a far larger tumor, if that's what it was, in my head, I was going to need every ounce of courage and composure I could muster. As crazy and reckless as it might seem, the bike test did the trick. Cycling home was a reminder that no matter what the diagnosis, my desire to live was very much intact, as was my determination. I knew I wouldn't give up.